Hi all, I apologize for the interruption. I've just learned that my video gets interrupted when I get a phone call. So I'm gonna piece this together as two different videos, but in the future I will be doing my recordings in airplane mode. I'm learning. Okay, good. So when we were so rudely interrupted by what my phone reported as potential spam, we had just introduced the equivalence rule. So to understand the second version of the equivalence rule, we just need to take a look at the truth table. So if you'll remember, for a biconditional, the biconditional is true if both pieces are true or if both pieces are false. And it's false when we have a mismatch. So what that actually tells us is either it's the case that A and B are true, which is represented in the first disjunct, or A and B are false, which is represented in the second disjunct. So this is literally just giving us the truth table. Okay, let's go ahead and look at a problem that uses the equivalence rule. So for this problem, what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a biconditional, A if and only if B, and we're going to try to turn it in to another biconditional, negation B if and only if negation A. Now, I know that I have the ability to break biconditionals up into conditionals and to turn a conjunction of conditionals into a biconditional, as long as I have perfect matches between antecedents and consequents. In addition, I know that I have the ability to flip conditionals around using my contraposition rule, and I'll pick up or lose a negation on each piece. However, I don't have the ability to simply flip a biconditional around, adding a negation to each. So what I need to do to get through this problem is turn my biconditional into conditionals that can be flipped around, and then turn them back into the biconditional I want. So let's go ahead and do that. So first of all, I'm going to use equivalence, the first version, to break this into two conditionals. So when I do that, I get two conditionals. The first one has the exact same order as the original biconditional. I just replace the triple bar with the horseshoe. Then I can join that with a second conditional where I have flipped the order. So I take B and make it my antecedent. I take A and make it my consequent, and I introduce a new conditional. I get this from 1 and equivalence. Good. Now I have two conditionals, each of which can be flipped around using implication. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. First of all, I'm going to flip the left conjunct conditional. So I exchange the two pieces and each one gets a negation. So that gets me negation B, horseshoe, negation A. Everything else stays exactly the same. So that's from 2 and contraposition, our new go-to when we need to flip around a conditional. Got to clean up the other conditional next, and I will insist that you do these steps one at a time rather than doubling up like we do at double negation. This time, I'm going to keep the left conjunct as is, and I'm going to flip the right conjunct. So this one will flip around, each side will pick up a negation. Good. Now I have exactly what I need to do equivalence again, creating my biconditional. My first conditional has the piece I want on the left as the antecedent, the piece I want on the right as the consequent. My second conditional just flips that. So I can use equivalence one more time on line 4 to get negation B, if and only if, negation A, from 4 and equivalence. Okay, and those are the remainder of, those are the remainder of our rules. I will be posting a problem set later that will have a bunch of problems that work through these rules or that use these rules. Basically, they'll use all 18 of our rules. And then in the next day or so, I'll be posting a second video that works through all of those problems. So once I've posted the problem set, go ahead and work on those practice problems. They're practice problems only. You don't need to submit them. And then come back and watch the second video where you can see me use these rules to work through many, many problems. All right, thanks a bunch.